Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening? Welcome to another edition of Blunt Talk NOLA. I am your host, P. Dot on the spot. Don't know how much of a good signal reception I'm getting with y'all tonight, but let me know if y'all hear me just fine. Once again, welcome to another edition of Blunt Talk NOLA. I'm your host, P. Dot on the spot.
Boy, Silent Child 17 goes, son.
And Chop Tracks will be in the building at a later time. So Uh, just for shits and giggles, man. How your week been going so far, brother?
Smooth. Yeah, smooth. Ain't nothing too major happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Same thing
Kind of
here,
laid
man.
back.
Yeah, it's been the same thing here. Laid back, moving kind of slow motion, but still keeping the hours coming and keeping the money running. But yeah, man. So I think I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right in. I'm gonna play our fair use because I know we got a lot of information that's gonna be coming out. That's gonna be coming from other sources. So I'm gonna play that, and then we're gonna jump right into in other news. Oh, it's not letting me play that. Guess not. Oh, it's not letting me do either one. But anyway, folks. So we just gonna go ahead and straight get to in other news. Silent. If you got anything you want to present for in other news, brother, I am more than ready for you.
Uh, yeah, um, I got a article, and it was on the news too about them fucking monkeys, bro. I want to
Oh
kind of
shit.
chime in on that because I seen something else that kind of bothered me that's been going on for a little minute. So
What
both
up,
of them
DD
kind of,
504?
what up, DD? Both of them kind of tie into each other with this monkey shit, bro. It just shows another avenue of what these people are into and what kind of stuff is actually going on. These monkeys were known to have all type of human diseases that a lot of people carry and try to stay away from
Mm-hmm.
to this day, like hepatitis and uh,
Herpes.
herpes and all kind of other different little things. Uh, I ain't gonna get too much into detail with that. I just made like a quick correlation of two things that from that happening, I found out something else existed at a time. So the two videos I got, they should be back to back about that situation. I think it's the third one. I think if you play
All
the
right.
third one,
I'm
play the
about to
third because
pull
I
it up
think my
for you right
first
now.
one, yeah, I think my first one is about the topic.
Okay. I'm about to pull them up for you right now.
So
It's
yeah, this just kind of tripped me out. So you just let me know if you heard of this or anything. Not the. I know you probably heard about the incident that happened with them monkeys, but like I said, I found out some other stuff that was kind of
the fuck?
interesting.
Wait, hold on, brother. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna dial your video down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get these videos together. You say it was the second video, brother? Second and third?
No, I was saying, yeah, the third and the second. If you could play the third one first. I think that's how I had it.
Okay, play the third one.
Yeah, if you could read it
All
like
right.
on the side, cause I can't. You don't have it pulled up on the stream. Yo, I could have just
Yeah,
told
I
you.
got.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. I'm about to share it right now.
Yeah, and it wasn't two, three of them motherfuckers. Two rounds. It was a couple of them motherfuckers had then
A bunch of them.
got
Yeah.
loose. Yeah. Now I found out too that this shit didn't happen before. About 11 months ago. Somewhere I think on that East Coast somewhere. But we gonna get into it. Go ahead, play it.
Yeah, there's freaking like 10 of them.
Deputies in Mississippi rolled up to a scene they seemingly couldn't believe.
What kind of monkeys are these, Cornell?
They said Reese's.
Reese's? Like a peanut butter cup?
Like that.
An overturned truck crashed on October 28th. Officials say in total 21 monkeys were in the truck. 8 escaped. Body cam footage we obtained from the Jasper County Sheriff's Office details the unusual scene.
I've seen a lot. I ain't seen this.
The video shows deputies speaking with the driver of the overturned truck, trying to figure out what exactly they're dealing with. As the deputies try and figure out how to contain the escaped monkeys, you can see some of them running around.
I've seen at least 7 out.
Some of them still in the cage. Most of them, hell, one of them got out of the cage.
Suddenly, one monkey makes a run for it, narrowly avoiding an 18-wheeler. The driver of the truck eventually tells the officers they don't want to be running a search party for these monkeys all night, and the best way to handle this chaos is to shoot the monkeys.
You gotta shoot it. You have to shoot it. They can't get away. You have to shoot it.
After getting off the phone with his boss, he tells the deputies again they have to shoot the monkeys. After a few minutes discussion, the deputies grab their guns.
He's freaking going crazy in there. Them jokers are tough.
He may be in the cage. I don't know.
Yeah, I hit him.
Wow, that is quite a scene.
Crazy
Alyssa.
video.
There's been a lot of confusion about like the number of monkeys.
Yeah.
Can you clear it up for us?
Yeah, we've been doing some monkey math. So there were 21 monkeys in total on
Damn.
the truck. 8 of them were able to get out of their cages. 5 monkeys were then contained at the crash scene, and 3 of them ran away and kind of got somewhere into the woods and onto the roads of Mississippi. Since that crash and the monkey escape, 2 of the monkeys have been found and recovered dead by the Mississippi Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. One of those monkeys was killed by a resident who, according to the Associated Press, was worried about the safety of her kids. It's unclear how the second recovered monkey was found or killed, and 1 monkey is still on the lam.
All right. That is quite a story.
Yes,
When
crazy
you
video.
don't, I can't even believe we're saying it on the news.
No,
Yeah.
monkey
situation.
escape, what is happening?
Right, exactly.
Alyssa, thank you.
Very done.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, that was just the part about what actually happened, and just to give y'all some details on what transpired. The next one is the part that worried me. Now, they made it seem like as if this was a controlled thing what they did, and I don't believe it was. I don't think they counted them fucking monkeys right, because one already shot across the street. Just what they showed, you can see how the dudes was out there talking and shit. How they ain't give a fuck, like these damn monkeys ain't got diseases and shit. So it's just weird to me how they trying to just mop up some spilled milk, and trying to make it seem like shit ain't shit don't fucking stink. Like, it's kind of crazy to me. So this next one it tripped me out, like, to know this, like, to see that this type of incidents is happening with these things, and y'all don't know how many experiments these people do a day, a week, a month, or whatever with these things. I'm saying with these monkeys, and there's a rhesus monkey. It's important that they use that, because now that's the closest thing they could do to like human testing and shit through those monkeys. So a lot of sideways fuck shit is going on with our government funding and spending, bro. And it became something else as lawmakers, started speaking out about it in the area. So that's what my next one is about. So just tell me if you heard of this, or as it go on, or when it stop or whatever, and let me know, because I did not know this, bro. So
Okay,
and
cool.
when you see what I'm talking about, I don't want to spoil it for nobody. That's why I'm not telling you exactly what it is. But when you play it and people see it, I didn't know this existed.
Gotcha. All right, I'm about to get it all the way up on screen right quick so they can enjoy it. Because this is definitely something interesting, and I think I might know what you're talking about. Because this wouldn't be the first time that we've heard of said type of experimentation going on. Because remember, back in the '80s, they kept saying that AIDS came from escaped monkeys over in Africa. Well, what kind of lab was testing monkeys with a virus over in Africa when they, you see what I'm saying? It's like that shit didn't make sense. But it hit over here so hard. How did it somehow start in Africa and make its way to the US as fast as the information made it over here? You see what I'm saying? Like it had to already have been here for you to tell us, oh well, yeah, it came from Africa. Well, how long had it been since you found out it started in Africa? And how long had it been since it started its way here or gotten here? But then we still got to look at the fact that we still under the propaganda rule where people are being lied to with media and all sorts of other things. So how do we know that this is like the person that crashed the vehicle that these said monkeys were in? Did they die?
No.
Right? Did the driver of the vehicle die in an accident or was it an accident? Because it looked like wasn't nobody there. It was just an overturned vehicle with some escaped monkeys in it. Like it's all kind of possible theories. So I'm gonna definitely be listening to this one.
Wasteful and cruel experiments. That's what South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace calls Morgan Island or Monkey Island. Tonight, she's trying to end it. WJCL 22 News' Tia Maggio was live in Beaufort County. And Tia, Congresswoman Mace says she wants to save taxpayers $20 billion.
Yeah, Shannon. Today, Mace actually is urging the National Institute of Health for transparency on its funding of alleged animal experiences being conducted in its lab.
There are hundreds of monkeys off of Morgan Island that are used every single year.
South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace has been fighting for the lives of Morgan Island's rhesus monkeys since 2021. Wednesday, she sent a letter to NIH's director demanding new information on all experiments being performed at its lab on the island.
We have a right to know what's going on the island, where these monkeys are going.
The letter is a follow-up to one Mace originally sent to Dr. Anthony Fauci back in 2021, after a taxpayer watchdog group discovered 600 out of the 3,500 monkeys were being removed from the island for experiments funded by taxpayer money.
Where these monkeys are injected with diseases like Ebola and experience neurological disorders, hemorrhaging, pain, and no pain relief is provided, and either they die in the experiments or they're killed afterwards.
In the new letter, Mace referenced, quote, disturbing videos, photos, and documents of the experiments.
It's disgusting, it's barbaric, it's cruel.
And Tia, you tried to talk to the NIH today, right?
If you look closely too, if you would have paused it on that letter, Pete, you would have also saw COVID.
Letter, but unfortunately, Shannon, I never got.
Yeah, they definitely were talking about COVID.
All right, Tia, stay on top of it. Thanks so much. Now, the land is home to 3,500 monkeys. They've been on Morgan Island.
3,500. Now, did you know? Now, that's my first question to you. Did you know anything about this Morgan Island, and did you know that they preserved this island without money just to do this to these monkeys, and they're not being transparent with any of the experiments, like talking about it, just telling you certain things that'll just get you off the ass, basically, and knowing that it's a whole island of them motherfuckers. They going and they coming too. You heard that part too.
Yeah.
They extracting them off the island as well. So Did you know about any of this?
No, but I did know that they have been using animal testing for fucking decades,
Right.
right?
So how does this make you feel knowing that they've
It
been hiding this
is
from the public?
I must say at the very least, it's fucking disgusting, very disturbing, and the biggest waste of American tax dollars, since everybody wants to talk about American tax dollars, it's the biggest waste of money I've ever seen. If you're talking about $20 billion,
This is another reason I brought this up. Go ahead, Pete.
that's a very large sum of money considering you spending what was the cost she said?
Can't you say
I
20
heard
billion? You know?
20 billion is the total estimated cost. But I think I heard something like 600 million somewhere in there. I might have to replay it again in a second or two, but I want to definitely get this point out is that that same 20 billion that you're spending on injecting, testing, and killing these monkeys could be used for better purposes like um, covering the fiscal gaps in many of these states and cities, uh, helping the homeless population, um, helping struggling families, raising the minimum wage, not just the federal minimum wage period across the board, right? Um, Education reform, medical reform, like all of these things that $20 billion can go
Prison
toward.
reform.
Prison reform, criminal justice reform, you know, uh, better tax rebates, right? Better returns on our income taxes. Because remember, a good bit of that $20 billion, if you're saying that, oh, well, yeah, we're trying to save the American taxpayers $20 billion, that $20 billion that's going toward said tax money or said spending could be used, right, to give taxpayers a bigger return on what they're spending in taxes every year. If that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Like it's too much wasteful money being spent through our government in the name of research. Why are you experimenting with these diseases? So once your experiment with the monkeys is complete, what's your next step? Who you plan on testing all of these said experiments on after that? You already gave half the world COVID and a fucked up shot that's about to start killing people left and fucking right. So what's next? Then you injecting them with stuff that's supposed to be curable, like hepatitis. Oh, it's not curable. I'm sorry. It's treatable. It's manageable. But we all know that if there's a disease, there's a cure. Because no disease that has ever been a natural thing, like all natural things have natural cures. Anything man-made has to have a cure to it. So you testing these monkeys with these goddamn diseases and shit like that. So there's a cure out there to be had, right? And just to kind of drift off topic right quick, I heard somebody talk. I was on a live listening to some people talking. They were talking about Ozempic. What was Ozempic designed to be at first, and what did Ozempic wind up being? Right, a weight loss drug. Okay, they started off charging people small amounts of money for the medicine until they figured out how well it worked, and now all of a sudden it's medicine that's being overpriced. Yes, it's helping people, but it's overpriced. And now it's done became a multi-billion-dollar drug that people are using. losing rapid amounts of weight, but then have to turn around because they didn't do it the right way, which is natural dedication to what I call just doing the work. Going work out, eating right, combining cardio and weight training together to lose the weight. Or I'm gonna just spend this hundreds of dollars on this miracle drug that's helping me lose weight at a rapid pace. So that's how I'm looking at these experiments that they're doing with these monkeys. Y'all testing these monkeys to see how well their bodies will adapt and adjust to having these diseases. And then if they die, then I know, okay, well, that didn't work. Let's try something else. And now you got 3,500 of them. So what else are you testing these monkeys with? Right? Well, we know AIDS was one. Now we see hepatitis, chlamydia. Because I heard that when they first came out, when they talking about they was giving the monkeys chlamydia and stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff that goes into these testing labs that they not telling us about. Also, the monkey lab that they got in South Carolina, who's to say that that's the only one in the country? Because if you got one over there, you damn sure probably got one on the East Coast. You probably got one down here in the South, or several down here in the South, because people are popping up missing left and fucking right across the globe. And if you testing on monkeys, who else are you testing on? You see what I'm saying? This shit is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot, though. That's why brought it up. 'Cause I knew we was gonna be kind of talking about the government and how they bickering and shit. And I found this shit out about the goddamn monkeys. I said, well, what the fuck is going on? So for y'all to have a whole island of them, you know what I'm saying? It goes to the fact of how much they actually are spending on research versus the results that we're supposed to be getting from this huge, island of so said research. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? Just like a 9 to 5 job type thing, or we actually trying to find research, or is that's all we doing is just testing shit? So it boggled my mind that through them doing this research, they actually doing this shit. They not even, like you said, brother, Africa thing. Now I gotta second guess all that shit now, because if y'all got islands of monkeys right here, why would I go to Africa to get it?
Exactly.
So it does, like you say, raise a lot of questions. So that's all I have for the note.
All right, man. That was great, though. I like that because that's been a subject that's been up in the news for all of 2 weeks now, and I'm quite sure we're not going to hear the end of it. There's going to be more to be talked about when it comes to these monkeys, because how many got out versus how many got captured, caught, and killed. And furthermore, why weren't those monkeys chipped to where you could track them down? You see what I'm saying? If you want us to put chips in our dog, so if our dog gets, lost or escape or whatever like that, we could go track him down or whatever, right? Why didn't you chip the monkeys? Y'all wanted those monkeys to get out into the public, right? That's what it seems like. That's definitely what it's seeming like to me, because y'all wanted them to get out into the public so that
I don't know too much about the chip, but they did. It's not an excuse or nothing for them. I'm not saying it like that.
Right.
But one thing I do know they did do was tattoo them. So that's definitely not the same thing. That's definitely not the same. That's definitely not. That's my point. That's why I say. That's why I say what I say. I'm not trying to make an excuse for it. It's just. I'm saying that that's the only thing they did. So just by doing that, you could still let a monkey free and shit. You just know, say like if something happened in that area or disease or something, you just have that number monkey that you set loose in that fucking area. So basically, it's damn near like biochemical weapon. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. When you put a number on something, that's just like a social security, like a social security number or something. So that's just you labeling something. That's not you reassuring nobody that you're going to be able to track these things down before it do anything, or even better technology, like you're saying, with chip or anything like that. But y'all pushing people to do this in their regular normal life, but you only tattoo monkeys. Like, what's up with that shit? So I definitely get.
Boy, I know one thing for sure. The what I as they used to say on a very famous TV show back in the day, you got a lot of splaining to do. Cause somebody definitely gotta tell us where this bullshit come from. Now, the other thing with the monkey thing and these testing labs and so on and so forth, we could be quite assured that these aren't the only things that our American government is wasting hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars on. And I can't even say yearly, right? I can't even say the word yearly. I could say daily, hourly, monthly, all sorts of things, because we know we're being lied to. And yeah, we got politicians that's standing up now saying, oh yeah, well, I've been fighting for the people. Baby, I'm like this. If y'all really claim that y'all fighting for the people and that you want to cut down on government waste spending and so on and so forth, do what's right and stop allowing these big pharmaceutical companies, these big tech companies, these big science experiment companies come to y'all and say, hey, well, we're going to lobby for this if you approve this. Like, stop wasting our time. Otherwise, get somebody like me who will get in office and be looking at the shit, be like, look, how much is this going to cost you, the company, to do? Because if we're looking at it, you're saying the company that's making hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, off of the drugs that they manufacture and so on and so forth, why can't we charge them to make this island and test monkeys? Right? Because there was really no safeguard that wasn't going to happen. Why was there no police escort? You're just transporting a bunch of diseased monkeys around without a police escort. Without some type of assurance that if anything happens, that these monkeys will be captured immediately. You see what I'm saying? This accident happened with this vehicle of overturned monkeys that got out. How long before law enforcement was able to get involved with it and try to ascertain what was going on with the situation? You see what I'm saying? Like, there was no safeguards put in place. Oh, we're just going to go ahead and transport them. And where were you transporting them to? Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't they say this particular set of monkeys that got loose was on its way to Florida when everything first broke down? So they came straight down from South Carolina to Florida. So where were they going in Florida?
No, that was two different what you call them. With the Monkey Island, Morgan City, that's in South Carolina. But the monkeys that fell, that was in the crash, came from Tulane University, and they was
going to Florida.
They was going through Louisiana, through Mississippi, going to the east way. So they could have been going that way, you know what I'm saying, from where they came from. But I don't know exactly where they were going, but I know they came from Tulane and it was on the highway going through Mississippi.
Now that brings up an even bigger question.
I know, right?
How much is Tulane University making off of testing these monkeys and giving them diseases and shit?
And a lot of these universities, they do business with these people Like
Uh-huh.
you saying, with the reverse shit, they get grant money from these big universities to do these experiments and shit. So it
That's
is a
right.
big, yeah, it's a big fucked up game, dog. And our city is one of those ones. You know what I'm saying? Along with other ones that we could probably name, like California is a big one. They do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of experimenting on human bodies. We talked about the funeral home thing. They were selling the bodies and shit to the motherfucker,
Yep.
the university and shit. So, it's definitely something that hit close to home when you know all the possibilities, like you was mentioning earlier, bro. This shit crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I really want people to sit down and really think about the crazy shit that we've been hearing about, seeing about with all this government bull. It's kind of weird that we actually having this discussion because it's. I'm not gonna say it's weird. It's good that we having this discussion because I know for a fact over the course of the years, being that my mom worked in the hospital and knowing the types of things that even go on in a place that's supposed to be there to help people out, it is a very disturbing thing to think that what if we're being experimented on when we go to these hospitals and not being, like the hospitals are not being fully transparent. Oh well, we got to give you a shot. What's in the shot? What is the shot for? What one of the first things them motherfuckers want to do is give you a fucking shot. A shot for what? I'm here about my motherfucking leg broke. You want to give me a shot? Tell me what's in the shot. What the shot for? You know. Notice another thing that hasn't been happening a lot. If y'all haven't been paying attention to your air, looking up in the sky, they haven't been spraying those little lines in the sky lately due to the government being shut down. But they quick to tell you, oh well, that's just airplanes letting off exhaust and in a pattern, right? Chemtrail. Remember we talked about chemtrail. Notice you haven't been seeing them do the chemtrailing. Clouds been the sky has been clear. The first time I saw clouds in a week was today. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of weird. Like it's all kinds of shit that's going on with this government, bro. And I think one of the biggest things that we need to start pushing for as citizens of this nation is transparency from our government, which we know we're not going to get 100% transparency or full transparency or even truthful transparency. But we do need to start pushing for it. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm kind of glad we're starting to see. And it's weird that it's coming from the female perspective that, I think they said she was a newly elected congresswoman up there in South Carolina. And she's been pushing for transparency about this. Monkey Island up there in South Carolina. Like, come
To
on now.
remind you, this was a year ago she brought this up. So I guess they had to keep shut her up or something, bro. I don't know. It still exists. It's still there.
Right.
Like I told you, it's so I just said that so you could think about that. That ain't nothing recent she did, dog. That story came from a year ago. Ain't that something?
I think they ought to just shut that bullshit down, bro, because that's gonna end bad.
That's what she was trying to do. Yeah, that's what she was trying to get him to do a year ago. Shut that bitch down, man. What is y'all doing? Y'all don't need this many monkeys on the island, and then the ones that don't want, y'all just release them back on the island. Like it's some weird shit they into, bro. And it's a waste of money. It's not making no sense.
And
then to be right there in South Carolina too, as well. It's so close to the American people. Like they have no shame in their game, as we would say.
Yeah, no shame. If they get loose, they just get loose. Oh well, a couple of them got loose. What?
Man on the phone, tell them, no, y'all gotta kill them, bitch. Yeah, the man, you heard him, huh? That nigga said, "Yeah, you gotta kill him." He said, "Kill him." Yeah. So, what was the panic on the phone when they heard that them motherfucking monkeys got loose? Oh shit, them motherfuckers knew them monkeys had all kind of shit as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
bro.
what I'm
Sometimes they
saying.
read on themselves and shit.
They did rat on themselves, man. I think they did that shit on purpose, though. I ain't gonna even tell you no word of lie. More ways to waste government money. Oh, let's spend $20 billion a year on some testing on some monkeys, but then let's turn around and let them go, so we can waste some more government money on the capture of the monkeys. Not to mention, if somebody get bit or scratched or, them fucking monkeys start breeding.
I saw a short. They actually is breeding. That's what I was telling you. That's why they on that fucking island. And that's why they had so many that them bitches had to start putting them down. They put half of them down. That's what they was talking about as well. They didn't really mention it like you just thought about it, but that's what the fuck is going on, Pete. The monkeys is disease fucking and having, like all that's going on, like which fucks me up even more. You know what I'm saying? To even think about it, like it's crazy that you have enough monkeys to where you have an island full of them.
An island, not just an island full of disease monkeys that you might as well say they up in there. Oh, you know what? What if they up in there doing that to create new diseases?
Hey, bro, that's what I'm saying. All that's a part of that. If you testing them bitches and then they come out with something else, you see what I'm saying? By you testing them strands and all that, think about it. You also, while you trying to find a cure, you're also creating diseases as well, trying to find a cure. Both of them go together.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying too about this situation. That's what I'm saying about the negligence of this situation, bro. Like, it's crazy that they try to make us believe that, okay, you're testing them to do whatever to get rid of or cure these symptoms or whatever. But y'all also are mixing and blending and splicing diseases, right?
Right.
So you don't think that none of that shit gonna get aggressive and become another type of disease pathogen at all. So in a lot of those monkeys, I want to tell you too, on a short I watched, the monkey attacked the fucking police too. Jumped dead this motherfucking chest.
Mm-hmm.
The ones in Mississippi, I'm glad you had brought that up about them.
Attacking.
What if they're aggressive? Yeah, what if them motherfuckers was the ones that we saw. We didn't they didn't play that little piece, but I saw it on a short. It was like only 20 seconds. That's why I didn't turn it in. But yeah, monkey jumped straight at that fucking man, and that's when he got on the thing and started talking like you heard him talk when the news started playing.
Wow.
So they are actually aggressive.
Supposed to be
like
out
you
there
said, what if
fucking...
something scratch it or bite it? Them motherfuckers aggressive too. So
they supposed to be out there with shotguns, swinging them things. Like ain't supposed to be a shortage of bullets from shotguns. You supposed to be shooting on sight. They told them that. Look, you see them, shoot on sight, kill them. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna try to do to capture it? 9 times out of 10, they see you coming, they gonna run. So if you supposed to be there as a motherfucker trying to stop this shit from getting any further out of hand, you supposed to be out there with that shotgun going to work. Fuck. Cause I bet not. Just think about if I was what they call a gunslinger. Nigga, I'm out that bitch in the fucking trees, infrared goggles on. I'm monkey hunting. Bitch, I'm not letting them bitches get a chance to get close to me. Everybody gotta go. Fuck you talking about? All the monkeys gotta go. Shit. Well, yeah, y'all. So, that's it for the monkey business.
Bro.
We gonna go ahead and get into our main topic, and right now it's just like I want people to think about this, man, and this is some serious stuff. Do we, as so-called black people, really have to panic behind the government shutdown and the potential loss of SNAP benefits? And that's my question for everybody, including you, including you. Do we really have to panic? Is there something real behind us? Uh, and when I say us, I just mean people in general having or lack thereof not having SNAP benefits. Oh, that was a question for you too, brother. That was a question for you too.
Oh, you want me to answer it now? I thought you were
Yeah.
just saying that's your question for the night. I'll answer it
Well,
later then.
okay.
Present what you yeah. Present what you're gonna present and I get my thoughts after.
All right. So the reason I brought that part of the question up, and then like I said, so-called black people, not saying that so-called black people are not recipients of SNAP benefits, but I want people to understand that we have always been considered the lowest of the low, right? Down in the bottom of the barrel. Well, how is it that we continue to be counted as the lowest of the low or the bottom of the barrel or the have-nots of the country, yet we're still here, right? Working with very little, yet we're still here. Given very little, yet we're still here. You've took what little you got and made something, or basically something out of nothing. And the reason I ask that question is because I've been on hard times before, right? And I'm quite sure there are many people out there that have been on hard times before. And taking the little that they are given and made something of it just by sheer will to survive. So with that being said, I'ma get these videos popping because I want y'all to think about people panicking. And one of my first videos basically gives a breakdown of the fact checking chart that they talk about. So I want y'all to check this out, and then I'm gonna get go down my little list. None of my videos are very long because this was pretty much gonna be a short topic. So I wanted everybody to think about that for a second. So check this out, y'all.
Who gets food stamps in the U.S.? If the federal government stays shut down through November 1st, millions of Americans could lose access to SNAP, a monthly benefit that pays for food. PolitiFact spotted this chart going around social media that claims to
Now, when y'all look at the chart, right, and the chart is Afghani, Somali, Iraqi, Dominican, Cambodian, U.S., Puerto Rican, Cuban, and then they break it down by color by saying black. Oh wait, white, then black. Arab, Cambodian, I'm sorry. Haitian, Pacific Islander, Honduran. I can't see what that one says. Is that Armenian? Like literally everybody that's over here in this country from another fucking country is getting food stamps. And they say by ethnicity. Now that's kind of a unique way to put it. But I'm gonna let it play along.
show food stamp recipients broken down by ethnic and racial groups.
There is a better view of it. Jamaican, okay, Bangladesh, Moroccan, Mexican, Guatemalan, Nicaraguan, Ethiopian, Palestinian, Salvadorian, uh, Vietnamese, Ecuadorian, Pakistani, Peruvian, Colombian, Israeli, Nigerian, and Filipino. Now, look at the if you go by the number, which they haven't even showed all of the numbers on the top. Those are your largest recipients up there at the top: the Afghani, Somali, Iraqi, Dominican, and Caribbean. Those are all the ethnicities that receive SNAP benefits in this country.
It claims that the majority of recipients are non-white and non-citizens. But this chart doesn't give the full picture of SNAP recipients by race or ethnicity. The best data about SNAP recipients comes from the USDA, which runs the program. According to the latest data, white people made up the largest group of SNAP recipients by race. Nearly 90% of SNAP recipients were born in the US. We tracked down the data that was used to create the chart. It comes from the US Census's 2024 American Community Survey. That survey lets respondents report their race and ancestry. The survey doesn't show what percentage of all SNAP beneficiaries belong to an ethnic or nationality group. What it does show is the percentage of households who said they received SNAP benefits broken down by the ancestry they also reported. That's not the same thing as citizenship status. One last thing. Before this summer, refugees and people granted asylum were also eligible for SNAP without a waiting period. But the One Big Beautiful Bill Act made them ineligible for SNAP benefits. Other non-citizens like green card holders have to wait 5 years to be eligible for SNAP. Immigrants in the US illegally have never been eligible for benefits. What do you want to know about SNAP?
Now, that's what I find weird. If they gotta wait 5 years to be eligible for SNAP benefits, right? How are they fucking getting it so fast? If they gotta
That's
wait
before
5 years.
they saying that's before the bill. That beautiful bill he just passed is now they have to wait 5 years. But before then, they was getting it like you saying they're getting it.
Right, but that's the bad part because they
Yeah.
double talk themselves
I
out
ain't saying
saying
like it was good for y'all.
because like you
It's
saying
definitely they've been getting away with this shit for so long, but they act like you
right,
saying it's another race, is us, and all this extra shit. Like it's weird that the Democrats use that, knowing that they fight for uh other immigrants right along with black. Like they use our face to fight for other immigrants, bro. It's been going on for a long time, P. Just actually filling out as black and having it on there with the American flag was weird, and having the American with the native. The so-called people who signed up as Native Americans get more SNAP than blacks. I don't know if you noticed that on that chart as well. So it's definitely been a fuck show, or a shit show for a long time with this SNAP shit, and you see what the media does, bro. It's definitely brainwashing people.
hmm So that's another thing too, because they're saying, but even after the big beautiful bill thing, I heard us say illegal immigrants have never been able or eligible to receive SNAP. So how the fuck are they
No, they
getting it?
always have. They always have. They get that. They get pat. They get skipped in the line. That's what she said. She said when they come here, they don't have no waiting period and shit. They get their shit right then and there before the beautiful bill. That's her point. And she's saying also they're saying other people, but whites receive the most out of this damn chart that they done created of separated so said black people, and native people and other people like Cuban and all of them, like Dominican. They've been getting this shit and they've been receiving it. They just
Long
don't they
time.
just don't get the backlash for having it.
Right.
Your mom on food stamps type shit. You don't hear that, about them like that. So
Nah. Cause
it's weird, dog. It is. And then for what that was? Algeria, nigga? Who is them Africans getting it, huh?
Yeah. Wait, let me go back to it again.
They've been getting it for a minute, nigga.
Let me see. Cause it's on that list. caption down right quick one more time. Non-citizen. Ethiopian, Vietnamese, Ecuadorian. Wait, I didn't even see the Italian on the list. That's at the bottom. I never thought I would see an Italian motherfucker on there. Okay, so wait. Afghan, Somali, that's Africa. Literally, they got more African continent countries on here.
And Middle Eastern. Look all that snap going to the Middle Easterners. Afghan and Iraq. The same people that you were supposed to be at war against and shit. They're getting the most snap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Pete. Like I said, it's telling you two stories in one.
Wait a minute. Afghani, Iraqi. Then you come down and say Arab. All of those are from the same fucking area.
But they're not the same people, obviously.
But they all of Arab descent. That don't
look
make
look at the flag.
Yeah, of course.
Look at the flag.
But
I mean, that's an area that's
right.
Arab, yeah, that Arab is in. That's what I'm saying. Like wherever that could be Arabia. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. But
then you say Afghan and the Palestinians. The Somalis,
you gotta look at the flag.
The Somalis and the Ethiopians. The Nicaraguans and the Guatemalans. Like
I told you, they got America up there like 2-3 times.
Uh-huh.
So
that's crazy.
They just telling you what the people so-called, went by when they filled out for this shit. And lo and behold, we not number one. That's what I saw.
And they always made it seem like we was the biggest recipients of SNAP benefits. No, the fuck we not. And that's another good thing I wanted my people to understand. We have never been the biggest recipients of SNAP benefits. They make you seem like you are. Oh, well, y'all taking up all the SNAP benefits. No, the fuck we not. Bitch, white people is. Fuck you talking about?
That's the only way you could put this world in the uproar, P. If white women get involved.
Yeah.
Once you start fucking with white women, it's
a problem. Yeah.
It's a government shutdown, nigga. That what the fuck it is. Don't fuck with middle-aged white women, nigga. Not in this country. It's a goddamn shutdown, nigga.
You take they fucking SNAP benefits. Every man in every household.
Bitch, you fucking look. You fucking with my medication and everything. Bitch, you fucking with my medication. You know I gotta get my motherfucking pills with my crazy ass.
Oh shit, you
all that go together. Come on, P, stop playing with me. You know I'm in the scene.
You right. That shit go
I'm peeping them out.
The Department of Health and Hospitals.
Man, they all work together, P. They all work together, dog.
Boy.
Mm-hmm.
No, with them Quaaludes. No more Quaaludes for you motherfuckers.
no more of them downers. Yeah, the fuck? You say, no, y'all not, but hey, we shall see, P. Because they already...
Oh, go
ahead. No, I was just saying because they already... the judge is already trying to get Trump to like you gotta give it to him for November and shit. You can't shut it down yet, and they into them they talking like that now, P. So
wait, I'm glad
all this shit makes sense.
That makes me go into one of the videos I had actually talked about that.
Oh, all right. That's even better. I just heard that earlier. I say, man, these people are crazy.
Go right here. This here go right here. Oh, wait a second.
If I'm being honest with you, dental implants hadn't even crossed my mind. I thought I was going to end up with dental.
to hear all that.
Federal judges have ruled the government must continue to fund SNAP. The federal food assistance program was set to be frozen tomorrow as the government shutdown stretches into November. But more than 24 Democratic-led states sued the Trump administration over suspending the benefits. CBS News.
Here's a good question too, and I'm gonna play it back a couple of seconds because I want people to see this one right quick. Why are we seeing people in military uniforms handing out food that's supposed to be going to the American people?
Gotta make it look good, P. Come on, man. You gotta get the professionals out there. They need a reason to put their uniform on, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, that just make me look at you suspect like a motherfucker, bitch. Why you giving me food from the military people? Why it can't be coming from an actual grocery store or food bank? You know what I'm saying? We already having issues with motherfucking monkeys. And
look, y'all could just put numbers on papers. Yeah, y'all could just put numbers on papers like y'all did them damn monkeys and say, hey, this is a voucher. Go get your groceries. So they're telling you too, they don't even trust y'all motherfuckers with the vouchers no more.
Right.
Y'all want food and shit? Come get it straight from us. See, you people start shit and they don't understand if you can't control the chaos, they will.
Yeah.
That's why discipline is so important, B. That's why when I was talking to my grandma about that shit, bro. My grandma was like, no, we ain't, I went and got fucking groceries with that shit. I wasn't going to buy burl crawfish and shit and buying hot food and all that shit with that shit. Yeah. You go cook at fucking home. You get everything you need or whatever, and you cook. I said, yeah, I remember that shit. I remember, because it was so many of us, you know what I'm saying, in one house.
That's right. You ain't had the luxury of being
for the week.
Able to do all that good shit.
For the week. I'm trying to make spaghetti, not for tonight, for the week.
For the whole week.
Yeah, you put a big pot of that motherfucking red goose sauce and shit. You know what I'm saying, P? Make them motherfucking meat, man. That shit be there for the week. And don't be going in my fucking refrigerator, man. Looking for nothing. I don't do it, man. And for the weekend, and she took off on the weekend. Like she said, y'all better burn y'all some damn noodles or something, make your sandwiches something.
On the real.
Or eat some of them leftovers, whatever. You had food in the house and you had for, you know what I'm saying, what you needed, bro. Like people took advantage of that and got lazy with themselves about what that was actually for. I think they kind of took it for granted. Some people, not everybody, but some people took it for granted. And when you take shit for granted like that at such a high rate in a big way like that, you're gonna have people that's gonna take advantage of y'all doing that. You see what I'm saying? Like these little stores and shit that actually accept it for the hot foods. Buying these sandwiches and shit and all that shit instead of giving them discounts on the regular food that you have, the canned goods, the bread, the eggs. And look how high eggs is now. You see what I'm saying, P? All that's because of all what's going on right now, dog. Supply and fucking demand. Supply and demand, bro. I'm telling you, man. That's how that shit go up. When you was talking about the other shit, how that shit was so high. Because the demand is there now. The Ozempic you were talking about?
Yeah.
The demand is there now. They done made the shit popular to where now it's I could raise the price on your ass now. That's how that shit go.
Same
what
thing
they used to call that shit in school. Free enterprise. What's up, kid?
That free enterprise shit got a lot of people caught up in the whirlwind. But let you try to use free enterprise. Let you try to use free enterprise for what you say you trying to use free enterprise for. Right? Because that's all the dope game
That was a course in school. P, you ain't take free enterprise in school? You don't remember free enterprise? Yeah, that was a whole course. I'm just saying, like, that's a part of free enterprise. Everything I was just naming, like supply and demand and all that. You learn that in free enterprise that's what businesses and governments do when they do this shit, bro. It's still ran in that same, fucked up mentality. Yeah, and you know, and people take advantage of that. Not only the people who's getting the benefits or getting whatever is there for, you know, for whatever they need, but the people who are trying to make a quick dollar off of something that was created for something different. You know what I'm saying? I can now transfer this into
Okay.
barter, yeah, in a cash system. That's right, like a barter system. Basically, I can now transfer these. Remember when they had the book food stamps? Some people would sell some of these stamps for cash.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's a barter system. It's a system that goes, and once the system crash, and once that system, you know, has its, you know what I'm saying, it has its chinks and it's not getting took care of properly, you just let that bitch go, it's gonna crash, dog. It's going you said just like a building, you know. You don't take care of that motherfucker, dog. It's kind of the same thing, but in a mentality way when they use it for you know, when they use it for this type of stuff, bro. It need to be revamped. I know we talk about that a lot on here, bro. The system is fucked up, dog. That bitch total fucked up. Yeah, bro. And people don't understand that shit, like, and they fall for them being the victim, not the victim. They fault they get faulted for being the blame for something that, you know, rarely has. Yeah, you know, it's not just you. Yeah, like it's crazy.
Now, I'm say this here too, and this goes with what your point was, how they revamped the system. When it went from being book food stamps, like the little actual coupon, and like you say, people used to sell them. The reason that they did that was when they came up with the debit card, the Food Stamp Administration said, well, shit, versus giving them actual paper, we could actually turn around and put everything on this card. And people was like, nah, they ain't gonna do that. I'm like, yes, they will. You know why? Because anything that makes it convenient and easier for you to do what you're doing, you're gonna do it. Right?
That's a great point. Now you thinking like a evil corporate motherfucker. Because I be trying to understand how they even come up with this shit, P. And sometimes I be having to do that. I be having to I take myself out of the person who's getting fucked over and put myself in the person who's actually doing the bullshit to the people. Yeah.
You getting fucked over, somebody doing the fucking. So I mean, but so they did that. Now, think about it like this here. Just like you had people back in the day selling the coupons out the book. What you think they doing with the card?
I know. So, the card ain't that. They ain't stop shit. Like I said, once it's a bartering, once you have a bartering system, like you give me this and I'm gonna give you this. Once you have that in place, you see what I'm saying? This is how money is even. This is how money even exists. No, it exists. Right. Remember, at one time, like I was telling you back in the G, bro, this was a big trading post.
Yeah,
you know, New Orleans, this whole Louisiana area, everybody was trading and had a barter system where, you know, you give me this, I give you that. It wasn't no funds traded like that unless it was gold, silver, or any kind of nice metals or some shit like that.
You're right.
See what I'm saying? Because it has its value. It holds its weight. That's what that means. Weight in gold. That's where that shit come from. Because it's something that can transfer over. That I will be cool with giving me receiving from you and you getting this from me.
That's right.
You know, and this is how these motherfuckers started making cash off of basically IOUs. And this is when the fuckery came in. Motherfuckers started, as our ancestors would say, people started taking wooden. People started taking wooden nickels, man.
Yep. Biting on a dime to see if it's real. So yeah, man. So the two judges ordered that he must continue. Now that's for that particular state. That's not for all the states though. So let's hear what they got to say.
Right.
CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins us now to discuss. So Jessica, these judges say the federal government needs to use contingency funds to keep SNAP up and running. Can you break that down for us?
Absolutely. There was a question as to whether or not the federal government was mandated based on the terms of the statute to continue to provide these SNAP benefits, even though we are in a government shutdown and no new budget has been passed. We now have two different district court judges looking at the statutes and saying that they believe the fact that there are contingency funds there and looking at, again, the language of the statute indicates that.
Nah, I'm gonna pause it right there. 42 million people, right? 42 million people
on an average
monthly benefit. This is what they're saying as far as the contingency money. $187. Dog, a couple of packs of meat, a loaf of bread.
All right, know what you about to say. That shit didn't went up, dog.
Some canned goods.
Yeah, man.
And all the essentials that you would need to make with that meat gonna cost you $200 or better.
Man, that nigga, remember that nigga inflated everything? That nigga Biden said, man, we fighting in Ukraine, brother. People need that money. Everything went up. That's the fuck. That little snap, that little 187. See, that'd have been nice little change back in the G, huh, Pete? But not today. Not today.
Shit, not in the last 10 fucking years.
Hey, bro. When you're right, you're right.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me see. My baby girl about to make 13. No. Am I right now? Yeah. All right, yeah. My baby girl about to make her 13. Right?
And you got that daddy brain.
And when she was born, we had a monthly budget for groceries of $200. Because we wasn't getting food stamps at that time. So we had a monthly budget of $200. With that, I was able to buy a family pack of chicken wings, drumsticks, 2 chubs of ground 5-pound chubs or 10-pound chubs of ground meat, depending on whether the price of red meat was up or down. All the essentials I needed to go with said items that I just listed. A family size pack of pork chops. That's when I was eating pork like heavy, and literally $200 was like 2 baskets of groceries for me. $200 now ain't even a half a basket. $200 would be more junk food or noodles. You know, that's essentially what $200 to get you a basket full of fucking noodles. Nobody knows, and that's one of the things that I be telling people. Like, motherfuckers got comfortable with the microwavable foods, the noodles, the microwavable oatmeal, all the cheap shit that you could stock up on that don't fulfill you. You eat a pack of noodles now, 20 minutes later, you hungry again. It's empty calories. It's not doing nothing for you. Actually, it suppress the appetite for a few, and then you back hungry again because your body about to burn all that bullshit off. Whereas if you take a pack of red beans and cook that motherfucker with a big pot of rice, you got enough food that everybody could eat twice out of.
Exactly.
And be full. Now, my household, the amount of people I got in my household, I got to cook 4 pounds of red beans and a pot of rice for everybody to eat twice out of, and still have something left over for the next day so I don't have to cook. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think one of the biggest things that people got away from is knowing what it is to make your money last longer, whether it be food stamps or cash.
That's right. Budget.
Nobody knows how to fucking budget no more. I'll see it, I want it, I gotta have it right now. Well, what do you do when times like this arise? Government shutdown. Oh, well, we're gonna cut SNAP benefits. All the other shit you could have cut, you cut SNAP benefits. Right? What's a quicker way to get people to get up off their ass?
Shit. It damn sure ain't trapping them fucking monkeys, Pete, because this shit crazy, bro.
Nah. You could take that money that you spending yearly on monkey testing and put that into the budget, right? But the quickest way to get people to get up off their ass is to do what? Cut something that they need or that they think they need. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna cut the shit you think you need. You don't really need food stamps. You need to get up and get a job. Because the more people are working is the more money the country rakes in tax revenue. Right? And the more money we make in tax revenue is the more money we could spend doing some more fucked up shit. So let's have a government
Supply and
shutdown.
demand. Supply and demand.
Let's have a government shutdown. We're gonna cut out the SNAP benefits. We're gonna cut Medicaid down. We're gonna cut Social Security down. That made everybody, because at one point people think I'd be fucking lying when I say this, because I got letters from the shit when I was receiving Social Security disability from what happened to me years ago. Even as a disabled individual, them bitches still want you to go get a job, but they'll tell you you can't work no more than 20 hours a week. And if you work more than 20 hours a week, you're gonna cut your shit down.
That's crazy
dollar
work.
for
I did
dollar.
hear that.
Like if you just say you get $800 a month in Social Security benefits, right? That $800 a month in today's time don't even take care of your fucking rent. Damn sure don't take care of a light bill, water bill, or gas bill, because you know some of them places got that shit separatized, but you got to pay light, water, and gas plus rent, your living expenses as far as grooming, hygiene, and food, right? Now, if you get food stamps, they take dollar for dollar what you get out of food stamps because you get Social Security. Well, if I got to work 20 hours a week, then you still counting that as income, even though I'm below the line of all of what you said, right? Oh, well, you're getting this much in Social Security, but that barely takes care of my rent. But it still counts as income, the food stamps, right? So either way it goes, whether you're on government assistance or not, every little thing you do is being watched. Every dollar you make, watch. Every time you spend a food stamp, watch. Every time you get a Social Security check, is watch. So with rent being the way that it is across the board, your $800 that you getting in Social Security disability benefits ain't enough to cover rent no fucking where. Cause a one bedroom damn near $1,200 down this bitch now. And you still gotta pay all your light, you still gotta pay all your utilities out of pocket. Okay, so let's say you get $800 a month in Social Security disability benefits. That $800 take care of part of your rent. That means you got to go get a 40-hour-a-week job to be able to take care of the rest of the rent, right? Okay, but after you get that 40-hour-a-week job to take care of the rest of your rent, now they're looking at cutting your monthly benefit down in Social Security because you're going to be making more than what you make on a job than what you get in Social Security benefits anyway. Plus, now they're going to say, oh, well, because you make this much in Social Security disability benefits, plus you make this much on a job, you no longer qualify for food stamps. Now, what I said the rent was for a one bedroom, like $1,200. Okay, 8 of that 8 out of Social Security disability benefits is gone. 4 out of what you make in a month gotta go toward that 8 that you spent to make the 12. Then you still gotta take into account your transportation costs, your hygiene, and your food, because you no longer get food stamps. Okay, well, food being damn near $200 for not even a week's worth of food. A week worth ain't even you see what I'm saying? What am I left to do now? I gotta go get a job that's gonna pay me damn near twice as what I would make in Social Security disability benefits, and take on a part-time job to be able to meet my food needs and all other expenses, plus utilities and so on and so forth. So at the end of it all, what you need to be making in a month's time, damn near $3,000 a month just to live. And ain't nowhere us poor folk that's on the bottom of the barrel and below the poverty line gonna be able to go get a job where we making $3,000 a month. Even if you had 2 jobs, you ain't making $3,000 a month because you can only work 8 hours on one job and probably 4 or 5 hours on another job to at least have enough rest to work your regular 8-hour job, bro. Tell me this system ain't fucked up. So with 42 million people only receiving $187 a month, that's monthly. That ain't shit. I could see if you said $187 weekly benefit, that'll be something. But monthly? Come on, man. That ain't shit. So basically, you trying to starve the people into going into work. That's essentially what this is. I'm gonna starve you into going to work. Now you got to pay child care expenses for all those single mothers out there, right? All child care expenses. Not to mention if you got an elder living with you, you got to find somewhere for that elder to go while you at work. Because who's gonna take care of that elder while you at work? The dollar's not adding up. The cutting of food stamps, yeah, it's beneficial in one way because it's gonna force some people who have been riding the system to actually get up and go do something. But it is hurtful when you just do it like this instead of saying, guys, look, we've noticed that there's a very large population of people that's receiving food stamps, Medicaid, Social Security, disability, so on and so forth. For those that physically cannot do any work that's on Social Security disability, we understand that. You can keep your disability benefits. You can keep your food stamps, right? But all you able-bodied motherfuckers, come on now. Y'all know y'all could get up and go get a fucking job. Y'all just don't want to. But at the same time, as the federal government is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, all these big corporations that you got paying people basic wages that they say is living wages, that's really not living wages, you need to make them bring the wages up or tax them more so you can give to the people who are what I just said, not making enough as far as what they quote unquote call living wages. Otherwise, all this shit just you gonna wind up, and like I was telling my girl, she was like, yeah, a bunch of people about to start going in the stores and robbing, and it's gonna be a bunch of people sitting in jail. And we just said what? Prison reform. And what you robbing for? You robbing just to be able to feed your family. You robbing just to be able to eat. And that's where shit about to get real fickle that, because now they talking about the government shutdown going to continue on through November. Well, we don't know when the fucking government shutdown going to end. But the biggest thing that I've heard before we even started the podcast is that they talking about the fucking the discontinuance of SNAP could wind up happening all the way through Thanksgiving. So it's a lot of shit that's about to kick place. So even if they do give you what $187 monthly in SNAP benefits, that, like I say, that's not enough money considering a lot of them countries and people that they talking about on that map that we saw on the last video got large households. But 90% of everybody in those large households are all receiving SNAP benefits under the same roof.
So by you saying that, I'm also hearing that they shouldn't be even worrying about this like that. Then they shouldn't have been no shutdown to where this would even.
This shouldn't have even been
affected.
Yeah,
like what are y'all shutting down? Cause y'all don't fuck with Trump. Like, what is it, P? I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, y'all gonna sacrifice
the American
needy people that y'all say y'all trying to help because you don't agree with what he's doing, but they're showing you the numbers that is not that much anyway. So that's not really the problem. What
Trying
the
to tell
fuck?
bro. Now, this
This
another
is
thing. I'm glad you brought that part up too. The Republican Party is saying that the shutdown happened and the SNAP benefits got affected because of the Democrats. The Democrats are saying that the shutdown happened and the SNAP benefits got affected because of the Republicans not
that's
wanting to
what I'm
go along
thank
with their
you.
plan, right?
That's
So
what I'm saying.
both parties
What
are
is he
doing. You
doing,
know how
P?
somebody asks you, "Hey, which way is Wall Street?" and they cross their hands and say that way, and both fingers is pointing in two different
Two
directions.
different directions.
That's all this shit
Oh,
is, man. That's all this bullshit is.
it's
Distraction
fucked
with
up, dog. That they playing. That's what I thought I'm hearing. Like, yo, so this shit y'all shouldn't even be trying to shut down. It's a lot of power being thrown around right now, dog. And they both doing that bullshit, using us, bruh, as motherfucking pawns, bruh. For like, it's shit just weird, P, bro. I don't think people really paid
I'm gonna
attention
tell
to
you
that.
what I called it. I call it "Who got the bigger dick" contest.
Yeah, you need to say shit like that, like dick swinging contest and all that shit. You know, like, come on, man, what is going on?
Then you
What
got
is
this
we
too.
doing?
So not only is it that
Not
part
we,
of
but
the
they. Shit, what is
know,
they
not
doing?
only is that a part of the contest, we still gotta talk about, right? We still gotta talk about the fact that through all of this, you are telling us that there was a contingency plan in every state, right? For if there was a government shutdown and that SNAP benefits would be able to continue. Now, I want people to think about this. If the government is shut down, why are we still paying taxes? Who's supposed to be collecting the taxes? If the government is supposed to be collecting taxes, but they're shut down, why are we still obligated to pay taxes when our government isn't working? We're being made the fools. Nobody even thought about that. Everybody under the globe is hearing about SNAP benefits, SNAP benefits, SNAP benefits. And now they say, oh, well, federal judge say, hey, y'all got to keep this going. Why are the federal courts even still open?
Yeah,
If the government is shut down. If the
like
government is
that
shut
would
down.
be something to come out of it, like like that would be something people would be like, okay, well, yeah, shut it down if y'all gonna stop the fucking taxes and shit, like y'all gonna stop taxing us for shit. That would make sense. Like if you say something gonna be shut down, you know what I'm saying, especially the government. So to keep using the people, bro, like, and not trying to fix nothing, it just fucking boggles my mind how they get away with this shit, P.
Well, I think that should need to be something that the taxpayers and as well as the non-taxpaying citizens need to bring up. Why are y'all still taxing us when you have these shutdowns? Now, for the entire time that the government been shut down, imagine the fact that, okay, well, being that the government is shut down, we're not taking any money as far as taxes is concerned. That means
That's what I'm saying.
More,
like even if
more
if
money
it's
goes
something
into
small,
the
like like just think about something simple, like a store. When a store says it's shutting down, that's what the fuck it mean it's doing. You can't go there and purchase nothing. You can't exchange money for nothing. Why? Because they shut down. The doors are closed. There's nothing transferring or transpiring between you and the store. So when they use these fucking trigger words like government shutdown and shit, people, they automatically put people in this comfortable space of thinking that or security space that they actually doing something when you're not getting nothing out of it. Like for instance, like you just used, not taxing people at the point of the shutdown, because that would make sense, and people probably would be more interested in it. But I don't think that's their game. You see what I'm saying? I just think It's who can use us better, the Republicans or the Democrats.
Which I'm just,
If they
you
damn
know,
sure ain't gonna stop taxes, a lot of shit shouldn't even be taxed. Period.
at all, right?
So yeah, it's weird that that they
Even
well,
with
it's
that,
not weird, but it's fucked up that they don't have nothing in place to really make people understand how this shit really go, and they just blurt out shit to people, and you know uh it causes fear, it causes scare people to
panic.
get scared and shit. Yeah, and they know that. That's what I'm saying too. These people go to school for that type of psychological fuckery, Pete. We talked about that a lot of times. They've been doing experiments on people as long as we can remember. So I think this is just one of those, one of those tactics that they use, but it's just it's so perfectly laid out that it works every time. You know what I'm
And
saying? It got to be a boogeyman. Like it's crazy, bro.
So let's get back to this right quick. Finish this up right quick.
That the federal government must provide at least partial funding for these programs. We should remind everybody that these are temporary restraining orders, meaning this is not a final ruling on the merit. Both judges are looking at who's likely to succeed, where there will be an irreparable risk of harm if you do or don't grant this emergency relief. And what we're seeing is, in one case, the judge is saying, federal government, I think you need to pay, let me know by Monday. In another case, a judge is saying something very similar, which is you need to pay, essentially tell me by Monday that you did, but both of them globally reaching the same conclusion.
And so what do we expect to happen in the next few days?
Appeals. And the question is whether or not these decisions will be put on pause while these cases are appealed. Obviously, we're talking about a situation where people may not be able to access these benefits. So when you're thinking about why do you typically grant emergency relief, one of the things you look at is who could be harmed, again, by granting or not granting the relief. I think that will weigh heavily in favor of trying to get some money to people who, again, would otherwise be denied the benefits while these cases are appealed, but it's not a guarantee.
So if one of those 42 million Americans who would be impacted is watching this now, how would you say these rulings will affect whether or not they can get those benefits tomorrow or Sunday or Monday or the next day after that?
So I would say great question, these trial court rulings indicate that the 1 in 8 Americans who rely on these benefits should be able to get at least partial benefits. Having said that, we know these rulings will be appealed. So what we need to look at in the next hours is whether these temporary restraining orders, or in one case, almost granting the temporary restraining order, whether or not they're paused while the cases are appealed. That could mean people will not get benefits, at least for a temporary period of time.
Okay, Jessica Levinson, thank you.
You were married to your husband, but you were having children with other men.
I was, and he raised them as his own.
Yo.
I forgot I was on mute. My bad, bro.
No,
I was saying I had another video. This one came from the White House, where in a lot of these videos, like I said, I just pulled up these videos earlier this week, but these were videos that were like 2 or 3 days old when I put the show up on a thing. So these are not very far out videos, but this is the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. And I think one of the biggest questions we me and you just sat down and ran a good bit of, what we as I guess you could say like-minded individuals think alike. Like we've been sitting here trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together and see where the fuck shit is coming from. And to hear a lot of the same rhetoric over and over again tells me that they don't really have a clue as to what the fuck they're doing. Cause this video right here, the way the lady explains it, and if you listen to the questions that they asked this lady, you could clearly hear it's just mumbo jumbo. So I want people to listen to this, and I want you to give me your take on this later, once they finish playing. So I'm gonna let it play in its entirety. If you need me to pause it, just let me know.
You all right over there?
Oh wait, the video isn't sharing?
Nah.
Oh crap. Hold on, man. I thought I had it playing. Hold on. Let me come back right quick. Cause I thought I had screen shared it. Let me put it back up. There it is. Yeah, that's my fault, folks. Got excited about something. I want y'all to but again, keep in mind everything I said, man, and just check this video out.
I think the president has been very realistic and strong in his position on the filibuster. He's been very vocal about it. I just spoke to him about it. He feels really strongly about this. Republicans need to play tough and they need to play smart. That's how the president feels. And we know that Democrats, if they are ever given a chance at power again in this city, they will absolutely take away the filibuster from the United States Senate. In fact, you had 49 Democrats who already voted to do this before. The only reason it did not move forward was because you had 2 Democrats who are no longer in office because they were run out of town by the far left radical base of their party. And so President Trump is quite clear on this. He wants to see Republicans move as many good pieces of legislation for our country forward in the next 3 years of his administration as they possibly can. And the filibuster is one means to doing that.
Johnson and Thune about it. I know that they had both voiced some opposition. Have there been any conversations with them?
He has. He's made his position to them very clear, both publicly and privately. Ouija.
Can you help clear up some confusion about SNAP benefits? Because the president just posted that they will only be given out when the radical left Democrats open the government and not before. But just yesterday, the administration said it would comply with the court order to expend the full amount of SNAP contingency funds by end of business day yesterday. So did the administration distribute that money or defy that court order?
No, the administration is fully complying with the court order. I just spoke to the president about it.
Did she just say no? Like that's the first thing she bust out. No. So you saying he defied the court order?
With the court order. I just spoke to the president about it. The recipients of these SNAP benefits need to understand it's going to take some time to receive this money because the Democrats have forced the administration into a very untenable position. We are digging into a contingency fund that is supposed to be for emergencies, catastrophes, for war. And the president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future. And that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP. but it's going to take some time. The best way to get the full amount of SNAP benefits to those beneficiaries is for Democrats to reopen the government. So to anyone who is a SNAP beneficiary at home who needs that assistance, and the president was just saying, this is for people who are truly needy, who need food, who need this assistance from the United States government. Democrats are holding it up and making it difficult for the administration to get those payments out the door. So if you are at home and you want your SNAP benefits, call the Democrats and tell them to reopen the government.
Blocking that contingency fund for the future if this shutdown lingers on?
Look, the president does not want to have to continue to dip into a contingency fund that doesn't even have enough money, by the way, to fund the full program. It takes $9 billion to get the full scale of the benefits out the door. This contingency fund only has about $5 billion in it. So again, Democrats need to reopen the government so we can get these benefits out the door for people who truly need them.
So there's only $5 billion in the contingency fund, but it needs $9 billion to run the whole thing. Why does that sound like out of all this time people been paying taxes that somebody been dipping in a motherfucking cookie jar? Because it should be more than $9 billion in that motherfucking contingency fund, considering we spending, what was the number? 20 billion in research, or 20 million in research? Like, we not talking about the fact that a lot of money gets wasted in research, a lot of money gets wasted in fighting unnecessary conflicts and wars and so on and so forth. That a lot of money
program putting out 90.
A lot of
90,
money went
$90
to
billion.
Ukraine. Bruh.
That's a lot of benefit, and
that's missing.
Five.
Look, that's missing.
No, not missing. I'm talking about to run the SNAP program.
What they're talking about as far as the contingency.
The contingency was only like $5 billion, something like that.
Yeah, but they needed 9.
They need 90. Go rewind it, bro.
All right, give me a second. Let me go back.
She was telling you how much it is to run that shit, and she was saying how much was in the contingency, and it's not enough. There's not nearly enough to run a full SNAP program off of contingency funds, because motherfuckers must be asking, well, why you ain't getting it out of there type shit. So money is definitely being mismanaged, and I think that's a lot of money to run a program. I mean,
okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it dialed back up to the area where she was, so let's see what they say.
Distribute that money or defy that court order?
No, the administration is fully complying with the court order. I just spoke to the president about it. The recipients of these SNAP benefits need to understand it's going to take some time to receive this money, because the Democrats have forced the administration into a very untenable position. We are digging into a contingency fund that is supposed to be for emergencies, catastrophes, for war. And the president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future. And that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP. But it's going to take some time. The best way to get the full amount of SNAP benefits to those beneficiaries is for Democrats to reopen the government. So to anyone who is a SNAP beneficiary at home who needs that assistance, and the president was just saying, this is for people who are truly needy, who need food, who need this assistance from the United States government. Democrats are holding it up and making it difficult for the administration to get those payments out the door. So if you are at home and you want your SNAP benefits, call the Democrats and tell them to reopen the government.
Blocking that contingency fund for the future if this shutdown lingers on.
Look, the president does not want to have to continue to dip into a contingency fund that doesn't even have enough money, by the way, to fund the full program. It takes $9 billion to get
$9 billion.
$9 billion.
Yeah.
And they got 5 in them.
And they only got 5. Yeah, and they only got 5. So, and look, again, this is the contingency money they talk about. This is not the actual SNAP benefit money that they're talking about. This is the contingency money.
No, she's saying it takes $9 billion to get the full scale benefits out the door. That's what she's referring to. SNAP. SNAP is $9 billion in funds that they're trying to get out the door. She about to tell you about the contingency right now. Look, that's the fund these people keep saying. That's for the war and shit, P. That little pussy money gets spent every year by them fucking with technology and shit, trying to make robot dogs and all that shit.
Like I told people before, you want to make you some money.
Bro, they spending more on the monkeys, P. I just thought about they spending more on the monkeys.
There we go. There we go. I told people a long time ago, if you want to earn you a shit ton of money with no problem, right? Invest in
that shit.
War technology. Invest in anything dealing with science, because that's where all your money fucking going. Laboratory testing, invest. War technology, invest. The U.S. government spends trillions of dollars on war that we ain't even fucking fighting. I could see if you say you wanted to spend that kind of money on a war when this country is at war with somebody, but like that Afghanistan war, the Iraqi, the Saudi Arabian war, Saudi Arabia, the Iraqi war, the Afghanistan war, those 3 wars right there.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, the amount of money spent on that shit. Oh well, they bombed the World Trade Center. That was an inside job. The conflict between.
Oh, you talking about that little when Bush came through that bitch? Yeah, that shit was a fool. He did. They made some paper off that shit. Both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
The war in Iraq. Before the first shit that went down with the first George Bush and Clinton. No, we did not have to go intervene in them people shit. If the United Nations, which was one of the part of why the United States is a part of the United Nations, could not or would not intervene, why the fuck does the U.S. have to keep intervening into conflicts between 2 countries that don't have nothing to do with the U.S.?
Supposed to don't have nothing to do. I think that's the play too. Yeah, bro. It's a lot. I get what you're saying, though. I definitely get what you're saying.
When you look at all of the money that got spent on those 3 conflicts alone, not to mention the Afghan, the Iraq, and it was one other one. What's that other fucking country that it was right next door to Iraq though? Iran. Why the fuck we keep fucking with like if Iraq is invading Iran, why the fuck the US gotta get involved in that? Nah, trillions of dollars got wasted. Look, in the matter of you might
they left a lot of
weapons.
Yeah, I was about to say weapons and artillery and
yeah,
Hummers and all kind of shit. That's where a lot of the what them boys' name was, ISIS and them
get all their vehicles from.
They get that's how they was getting around and shit. It was a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, that got left over there because We didn't
only
want
left
to.
over there,
Didn't
sold
want
and
to.
all kind of stuff. Black market selling it, all kind of shit. Bro, it went down, bro. That's why I'm telling you. Like certain people made money out there in Iraq. Like they made it look like they was fucking with everybody, but they wasn't fucking with everybody. It was certain shit getting fucked up, and we was helping them do it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. A lot of them wars like that. Like, remember the Vietnam War? Vietnam still exists, though.
Yeah.
It's not like it, you know what I'm saying? Like it
The
blew up
country
or
still
something.
exists.
Like
No,
like we
that
blew
bitch
the
still
bitch up,
there.
and then nobody can't stay there. Like this, there's places and everything. I will be saying about that misnomer of how that war shit really go. People don't really understand or really get that shit, but bruh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that down, and because she did say it, but this is, and look, Peaches said this. They stealing too much.
They stealing way too damn much pieces, bro. This shit crazy, huh?
Motherfuckers just out there in the.
These numbers is not adding up to what they're putting out there, and to scare people or use these scare tactics, people need to be more careful with the media and when they listening to the news instead of just hearing the news. When you really like listen to them motherfuckers, like you start saying like, damn, why she said it like that? Or it could be
Exactly.
whatever it is. Like if it hit you wrong and you don't really feel right when they be saying certain shit, like it might be something more to it. So we talk about that a lot over here. Like these people really go to school and shit to learn how to talk with emotion, and you learn how to tell stories with a certain emotion and all that type of stuff. So these are the same tactics that they use when they receive their script when they go to work. Because we showed on here a while back. The news lady in Las Vegas was saying the same thing the news lady was saying in Georgia. News lady up there is like, and it's just sort of showing more and more screens of the people saying the same exact thing at the same exact time, and they say it damn near in the same exact frequency, like tone, basically, yeah, like in the same tone and everything. So if that don't ring bells in your head, you might want check your little bulb. You know what I'm saying? Just check your little ball, see if your little ball rolling in there, because that's not a coincidence. That's a script. You watch movies all the time. You know what a script is.
And they play the same script at the same time.
Let's not act like the news is really real too. You know what I'm saying, Pete? Let's not act like these people can't set up a production.
Big time.
Come on, man. Because they telling you supposedly some stuff that's new or right then and there. They fuck with your head too.
Yeah, boy. All right. Oh wait, let me get your videos lined up for you, brother.
Well, I just had one. It was just a conversation about two sides. Two men just talking. Like how we do. You know what I'm saying?
Like tonight.
Yeah, but these dudes is some two good comedians, bro. Very I don't want to say very funny. The motherfuckers hilarious, bro. Craig Fax and Corey Holcomb. You probably know Corey Holcomb.
Oh yeah.
He been out here for a little minute. So them two was talking on his podcast, and this little dude was kind of trying to throw how these young kids talking shit, be trying to clickbait and shit and be you can't say nothing about Craig because he had to put Corey Holcomb in his place and all this shit. I'm like, man, that nigga ain't do none of that. They were just having a conversation. People not listening to it. These niggas just having a conversation about it. Ain't nobody put nobody in nobody place or none of that shit. But I hate when niggas do that shit though, and that's where I got the video from. That's why I'm talking like I'm talking, because it is what it is. Them dudes was actually just having a conversation. And when you hear both of these sides, it's kind of refreshing as a man to hear that, and not only as a man, as a human being, that people have to start realizing you gotta listen to both sides instead of just saying, oh, this is right and this is wrong. Especially when all the information that you're being getting from these people is not real all the fucking time. They tell you certain shit, and then they throw you all kind of other little bones and shit to lead you down wherever they want you to go. Hate the Republicans, hate the Democrats, hate both of you motherfuckers. Y'all ain't gonna never see that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just I just wanted your opinion on it after they finish talking. But yeah, don't pay attention to the dude too much. The GMS show, bro. I know you down bad though, around for trying to say that the dude putting the man in his place and all that. They ain't do none of that, bro. Them dudes just having a conversation. P. You gonna hear it though, bro.
All right, let's get to it.
Well, I guess you can put that Craig as a yes man narrative to rest, because last night he had to check Corey Holcomb over EBT being on halt for millions of Americans after the longest government shutdown in history. Democrats and Republicans are at war with one another, with Republicans blaming the left, claiming they are the reason Americans are not getting their food stamps and federal checks, while Democrats are saying they are at a standstill due to the right making healthcare a disaster for our country. Both sides are trying to force each other's hands, and it has resulted in the American people suffering. Corey Holcomb brought up food stamps, asking the question if the government really took it away, and Craig's response was right on point, speaking about the history of this country and how he believes Black people are owed for hundreds of years of free labor in this country and free housing and free food as part of those reparations for Black Americans. That wasn't his only point, as Craig would go on to explain multiple reasons why it is wrong for our government to prevent the people from getting the support and help they need. It's almost like the
don't
current
too much listen
administration
to
ran
him,
off a
Pete.
secondary slogan of
Just
America first.
when the conversation comes, you ain't gotta fast forward him or nothing. I was just saying, you know, that's just like I told you, he was gonna say all that crazy shit, you know, and give his point of view in the beginning, but just really listen to them two dudes' conversation. That's why I stopped him, because I didn't want you to keep sucking in what he was talking about. I want you to get your own frame of mind of when you listen to these dudes talk. You see what I'm saying? And then give me your
listen to
your take.
What they had to say about it right here.
Did they really stop the SNAP, or did they?
The what?
The food stamps is. They stop it?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Damn, that's cold blooded. See, like, a lot of people like, man, just go and take it. They like, nah. I feel like if you Black, you should be able to live on the county and have free housing for your entire life, nigga. We owed hundreds of years of free labor. You know what I mean? Sexual abuses, all kind of rape child siblings, and you know, we anything we get for free, I say take it, man. That bullshit. Man.
I mean, like, if it's a lick there, it's a lick there. But now that the lick ain't there, the free ain't there. Let me ask you a question. This is what I wanted to get into, and I'm gonna get into it, Darlene and Craig. Can we be honest about how we feel that people aren't able to get the government handout? Like, is that putting y'all on the spot to ask y'all? No. How do you feel about it? Hey, and
it ain't a handout.
Abe and Nail, find me a picture of how the women used to stand outside in New York looking for work to be hired as maids and stuff like that.
But see, it ain't a handout. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but from 1926 or 36 until like 1969 or early 70s, somewhere in there, Black people couldn't even get on the county, couldn't even get food stamps. It was just for white people. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't get it. We can get billions of dollars to fight wars with the Ukrainians and Russians, but a couple $100 for food stamps and housing is a problem. I got a homeboy, right? His name is Tess, rest in peace. He's Somalian and Black. He was born in Germany, though. And then his parents split up, and his mother moved to America. So I met him when I was like 11. We was on the same football team. So he wasn't born here, but he was raised here. He caught a case when he was like 21, and they deported him back to Germany.
No, and that was back then.
Look, when he got to Germany, Corey, check this out. This is why I know this country is bull.
sometimes. He got to Germany, he couldn't get a job. So he started selling hash in his mixtape. He got caught selling hash in Germany. He went to jail for a year in Germany. When he got out of jail in Germany, do you know what they did? They gave him a voucher for to get a bachelor's degree for free and the keys to an apartment. The nigga, he'd only been in Germany for, went to jail, been there for a year. He got out, they gave him a way to get an education and a place to stay.
Well, there's a lot of
So
things.
what you're trying to say, Germany doesn't want hopelessness.
Right.
Is that what you're trying to say?
They're giving a
For its
proper
its
handout.
people.
Not a handout. They're giving a proper
They
handout.
give it. Niggas just doing shit because they don't have nothing.
Okay.
So I feel like it's bullshit. Any
But I
nigga
hear
out
what
here talking about, you should get them lazy bitches off the count, all that shit, and y'all, you are retarded, man. That is so stupid, man. We live in a prison industrial complex. They criminalize being poor, which means anything that you have to do to survive, there's a law that can put you away for an amount of time so the local government and the federal government can make money off you being in prison. I don't get why niggas think that this being on the county and food stamp thing is a bad thing. Everybody ain't no hustler. Everybody ain't got the mental capacity to get no job and keep a job. You feel everybody ain't built the same way, and the money ain't trickling down. It's supposed to start at the top and trickle to the bottom, and never gets to the bottom.
And I think there was enough people that put bad taste
Now
in
this
our
is
mouths.
this is your opinion.
Right. No, I'm
Okay.
saying, and I think what has happened, right, has transpired since, is that too many people have misused it, where we see a lot of that, and that's where the turnoff comes in.
But they
we
already
also know-
misusing the money. They fighting Caucasian people's wars in Europe. It ain't got to do with us. They taking it and the money ain't even a drop in the bucket to what they really spend. This is like a penny to them.
Yeah, and it's not even like they're trying to fix it to where it can get tighter. Maybe make sure that the proper people, the correct people, are receiving it. They're not even trying to do that.
What you think gonna happen to niggas that don't get their little county checks? They gonna go to jail, and then the money that will come to them gonna go to somebody. They're doing is shifting the bread in another direction. In the Constitution, it says that you are free except if duly convicted of a crime. So they rather you be a criminal because then they can take your freedom. You work for free. You know what I'm saying? It's just a cold situation. And niggas out there talking about it's a victim mentality. You have grown men out there in the county who don't even have the discipline or mental capacity to brush their teeth every day. Rotten teeth in their mouth. Who motherfuckers that can't even pass a driving test because they can't, it's all types of different motherfuckers. We got them in our family. We know people like this. I just don't understand how I just don't understand how they could do that, but they can give the Ukraine $3 billion is crazy to fight a war that don't have shit to do with us.
I mean, like, I hear you, and I know the truth to what you're saying. I know, but I want to say this. I think the whole system needs to be burnt down in order for the people who are trying to be about community, not only about self, about community, to come to the realization that we are in a bad place. Let me explain a little bit. I feel guilty that I'm glad something new is happening because I don't want no baby to starve. I don't want no baby to starve. I want a baby to get under the guidance of something to raise it right, where it can flourish itself and help build its community.
Right.
It is my opinion that the insane mind state of most of the women in our country is that we are going to find a way to lay up off somebody with bad intentions by them all. Bad intentions by my child, bad intentions by the child's father, bad intentions by myself. This is what I want us to be bold enough to journey into. I don't want people who have done nothing in society to sit on this internet and give their opinion of what everybody else is supposed to be doing. I want to flush out the ones that don't have the get up and go. And if we are to put them in a category of autism or can't help themselves, let's redo it. Where, okay, this person is crazy. Maybe we help the crazy people in our community, but everybody who's laying up and talking shit And I know a lot of them. I don't like the fact that you get to lay up and talk shit. And if that make me a bad guy, I'll be a bad guy. But I done had too many busters tell me about what I need to be doing. I done had too many busters tell me, Corey, you not a faithful man. I done had too many busters tell me all this, and they doing the same shit. I want to uproot the riffraff. And unfortunately, I think uprooting the riffraff is to take them away from being comfortable, because they've got comfortable with nothing. They've got comfortable with nothing. Now, that thing Craig said, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't agreeing because that's the homie. I mean, it's a lot of people who are misplaced mentally, but there are a lot of people who are misplaced mentally because they're bailed out.
Yeah, see, my mom,
I couldn't stand
my
that.
mom educated herself, went to college, did everything she was supposed to do as a productive citizen. But there weren't enough opportunities.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying? So when you get people who are like my mom, you know, she's into the church and all that, do everything fundamentally sound and according to the word of God, super Christian, good woman, and that failed her because to work in corporate America and not be willing to play the game, you're as a woman, especially an attractive woman, you're not going to be successful because there's going to be a point where you have to sacrifice your morals. You got to be cutthroat with somebody. You might have to lie. You might have to somebody. You feel what I'm saying? So anybody that's really standing on anything in life that lives in this society is going to reach a point where they probably have to get some type of government assistance if they standing on principle, because they're not going to be able to function in this corrupt system and be just and make it happen. You got to be willing to stab, shoot, kill, choke, whatever you got to do. And some people ain't built like that. So, you know, in the society, they understand that some people ain't built like that. And that's why they developed the industrial prison complex to continue slavery in a way that was in alignment with the Constitution. They create all of these laws. They look at the Constitution. They say, how close to the edge can we get on what we do? And they ride that line. They ride that line. So it's like, I'm with that. Like, we from a different class. I mean, we the warrior class. You know what I'm saying? This whole system is based on feudalism, knights and nobility. It's classism. So you have people that's going to be a knight, hop on the back of that horse, take their sword, and get out there and kill what they eat. That's who we are. But it's some motherfucker that nigga, they don't have it in them. They don't have it in them. So,
but if they don't have it in them, Craig, what do we do about the perpetrators? What do we do about the people who will denounce? What do we do about the black women who denounce black men online and they have nothing?
Just because you got black skin don't mean you black. You got to have a black conscience. So we got to let go of black being skin color. That ain't black.
I don't understand what you're saying. It makes
skin color that don't make you black. You got to have a black conscience. If you sell out the community and your thoughts aren't in alignment with what we need to do as a community, then you need to be expunged from the community.
That's the point I'm trying to make, Craig. We got too many people who play both sides of the fence. I just want a system set up to show that's who that is, that's who this is. I'm so tired of begging bitches. But they'll speak as if I didn't have so many begging bitches tell me, you know what you need to do, Corey. Or Corey, you got to do this. You need to straighten up with that. And I just be like, it is amazing that you have the audacity to talk to me like that. I have taken the chances. I drove across the desert on a revoked license to motherfucking seek a future. What have you done besides taking handouts and talk shit?
So what y'all think about what Corey and Craig had to say
That's
about
it. You could cut it. Hey, brother, what you think?
I like the conversation because it literally went back to everything that I have been saying since this government shutdown started. Even before the government shutdown started, when there was talk about cutting Social Security, like that's going to force a lot of people to get up and go do something other than sit down. You know what I'm saying? Because bruh, I could see if you was in a situation like they were saying. I could see if you was in a situation where you couldn't afford everything that you need because of the lack of opportunity job wise. You take whatever you could get and try to make whatever you got work for you. That's understandable where you could rely on government assistance to give you a helping hand up until you get into a better situation. But just to sit there and not want to do nothing, nothing at all, not get up and go work a job, you know, there are certain, like I tell people, there are certain jobs I would never go back to doing now that I've had a taste of working a job that actually has some type of meaning to me, right? A fast food job, that's a startup job, right? A job in a restaurant, startup job. There are plenty of startup jobs that you can take, right? They pay weekly. You could knock out some bills, start putting a little money on the side, do this and do that until you get to a better point where you can say, you know what, I heard about a job opportunity over here that I'm gonna get paid twice when I'm working for over here. You see what I'm saying? And then once you get that job, now you can let the startup job go because now I'm getting paid double what I make right here over there. But versus taking the opportunity to even take the start up, to get your feet used to moving, to get used to being able to say, you know what, I've earned this much money, let me put this much on the side. So when I need to, it just an emergency happens and I got a bill that, you know, an unexpected bill or unexpected financial issue that might arise, I could take care of that. You got motherfuckers been sitting on Section 8 going on 30 years. You should own a house by now if you've been sitting on Section 8 all that fucking time. Right? If you've been on food stamps, you should be off food stamps by a certain amount of time. Because you should be working to be able to afford what you want as far as your food is concerned. You see what I'm saying? Like, certain shit gotta line up. And to be
I
that
thought that's what it was. I thought that's what the fuck it was for. If I'm not mistaken, in the first
that's
place,
what
right?
all of it was for. That's what
I'm just
all
trying to
of it
make
was
sure because your boy them did mention, blow that shit up and start all over. Like, yeah, it goes into that. You know what I'm saying? So
for. But
I
then
see what you're saying though.
now the downside to starting all over again is you gotta make sure you at a point where.
Well, I don't think I used the right words of starting
Well,
all over.
no. Like what he was saying, the whole thing got to be burnt down, and the shit got to be revamped. Okay. The problem with that is if you're gonna burn it all down and revamp the system, you have to make sure that everybody who's affected or who will be affected by the burning down process has enough safety net to fall back into until the process of revamping is complete. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, have something in place.
That way, when we burn it all down, you got enough to get you to the next level, right? You got enough to so once we start revamping the system, we got enough to take care of you until then. But all you non-worker, able-bodied people, I'm gonna tell you like this here. If a lot of motherfuckers out there claiming mental disability, I say send them all to a psychiatrist. Government paid, send them to a psychiatrist. Because a psychiatrist, board certified psychiatrist, will break through all that bullshit that they be sitting up in there telling these fucking doctors in the hospital, well, I can't work because I got bad nerves. Bitch, everybody got bad nerves. Right? Everybody got bad nerves. Now, if your bad nerves is saying that your bad nerves is like that because you have a tendency to violence, then sit before the psychiatrist and let the psychiatrist diagnose you with violent tendencies. which means what? Now we gotta lock your motherfucking ass up somewhere. So that Section 8 that you taking and sitting on for 20, 30, 40 years, go sit in this mental facility over here since you say you prone to violence. And let's see how many times you have a violent outburst. You see what I'm saying? Let put the shit for what it is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these situations, you know, like I used to tell people back then, bro, when I was receiving my Social Security disability benefits, I wasn't receiving the shit because I wanted to sit on a system for a while. I was receiving it because I fucking needed it. I really did need it. I couldn't get up and go walk around, do nothing. I had to rely on help from everybody just to move from my bed to the bathroom. So yes, at that point, I needed it. What, not being able to get a job, that was another hurdle. But you cut me off of said benefit because, because you actually able to walk now, you no longer qualify. Ma'am, I can't stay on my feet the amount of time that most of these jobs are requiring me to stay on my feet. Oh, well, you can go to physical therapy. What good does that do when Medicaid not going to pay for the physical therapy I need to be able to get back into good physical shape? See the conundrum that they force on you? But then wonder why people go out there and start doing all kind of dumb shit and then lock you up in jail. But they got people out there, even then, like I was about to say, when I was getting my Social Security disability benefits, I would hear parents tell their children, when the people ask you something, don't say nothing. Just start talking some other kind of bullshit. Versus children who really have mental issues and can't function, or can't, I can't say can't function because you can function in certain things, but not all situations are meant for these specific children with true mental disabilities. But to sit up there and tell your child act crazy in the office when they start talking to you, that's crazy. That's you trying to ride the system. And I'm gonna tell you another example. I was on a public transit bus. It got into an accident. The guy pretended to be hurt and injured so long till he started actually developing fucking symptoms of what the fuck he was faking. And now he truly fucked up. And that's the weirdest fucking thing I had ever heard in my life. He faked the symptoms so long till he actually started developing. Now you truly fucked up and lost out there in the streets. But I like the conversation, bro. I think those are the types of things that I think people need to really start looking at and understanding. None of this government assistance stuff was meant for you to be on a permanent basis. None of it. It was meant to get you the help you needed in it was meant to get you stable until you were able to do better. A lot of people don't even understand. If you're on Section 8 and you get into a house, they're going to ask you on the application, the house that you're living in, or even so much as, do you want to be a homeowner? They ask you that on the application. Which means you would have to take a first-time home buyers class, put up the amount of money that they're telling you got to put into that system on a weekly, monthly basis, however it's set up. And then they take everything that you put in, they match that, and they use that as per your down payment and your mortgage note towards your house. Now, it's up to you to be able to get up off your ass and pay your mortgage note after that. Unless you got some money sat on the side that they don't know nothing about, that you could say you was using to pay the mortgage note. But at that point, they're gonna come back at you and ask you, well, how is it that you had all this money on the side to pay this fucking mortgage note with no fucking job? You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that people have been doing for decades, just trying to get over on the system, not really realizing everything you doing to get over on the system is backfiring and hurting the people who really need to utilize the fucking system. So that conversation right there, I'm glad that they put it out there, because that puts perspective for the people who listen to those two guys, right? That gives those listeners the perspective to go out and say, you know what they were saying sound like it is right. Because not only are those two guys saying it, think about how long people like me and you been saying it, and nobody's been listening to us, but you'll listen to two comedians who say it.
Hell yeah, them niggas funny, man. And
right?
They got a
funny,
bigger audience, so you know.
and they got a bigger audience. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
it's
saying?
like you said earlier though, like-minded. You know, it's not like they the only ones thinking that way. Like that's what I was saying, and they had two different perspectives on it. They talked from two different perspectives. Like as far as you know, him having his point on people taking advantage of the system, versus your boy talking about people who actually need that system. And they did. You're right. They had two great perspectives on that.
I love that conversation, bro.
Yeah, it brings a circle, you know, and I said it earlier too. Like people need to be comfortable with both sides too, and just actually listen. And then this is how you see what I'm saying. You get results, you know. Just how you get resolution, P. You know, people be talking about all the other R's. What about resolution? Solving some shit, you know what I mean? And keeping it going. So, yeah, bro.
Instead of
what you was about to say?
I was about to say, you know, instead of perpetuating the problems, because a lot of that is because people have perpetuated this. Y'all brought, I'm gonna say it like this: you brought the shit on your fucking selves. Because when they cut me off in 04, for the very same reason that I've outlisted, that just because I was actually able to get up and stand and walk, they never took into account I still had a big gaping, now I ain't gonna say big gaping hole, but I still had scar tissue that was the size of a 50-cent piece pushing up against a hole that refused to close in my chest. And that was another factor as to, you know, I still was open. Right? My body couldn't handle the stress of walking around that much. Even though I could walk a little bit, I wasn't walking long distances. So imagine me being able to stand on my feet 8 hours. That shit was murder to me. But guess what? I made it through. So when they cut me off of that shit in 04, and I started looking at what I was getting once a month, I was making on a weekly basis. What I was waiting for once a month, I was making on a weekly basis. That made me say, fuck the system. You waiting on something once a month that you could make in a month? 2 to 3 times over? I was making $544 in Social Security once a month. After they cut me off from Social Security, I started making $600 a week, minus my taxes. And I was like, bro, I can't believe I sat up here and was whining because they was cutting off my Social Security, but I'm making more on a job than I was making on Social Security. And this is when minimum wage had just turned from $4.25 an hour to $7.25. People got shit fucked up, bro, and don't realize that lazy man mentality or I don't want to go work for nobody. It's fucking keeping you back. That shit is keeping you back. It's a fucking crutch, right? People don't really realize that sitting on government assistance is the fucking crutch. How much of your life are you going to waste waiting on the check? And then when they cut your check, now you go to get a job and you got to explain to these people on a job when they ask you during the interview, well, why have you been out of work so long?
That's the thing about that too, though. That's not the only thing it crushed, though. P, if you think about it, like that crushed people will to basically not want to create jobs too, like they own businesses and stuff too. It kind of it brought people into that zone too, because I think for a lot of people, I think if more people tried to be more entrepreneurial or more independent and earning or creating money, then I think, you know, a lot of this shit would blow up too. Like, because it wouldn't make sense knowing that you would have to tax these people like you taxing it. And it would raise more concern knowing that, you know, the money, you know, the benefits that you have, all this money of benefit that you have is being spent where now, you know, because a lot of people are, you know, making and creating their own money and paying their own taxes, you know. So just think about it like that, like, because they used to do that shit to farmers and shit. Like they used to just, like, back in the G and shit, let's say like 1300s and shit, people. They used to get the farmers like that, though. They had to pay them fucking people and shit, and they used to come around and shit, tax shit. So you had no people. Yeah, they ain't giving them no block of cheese or nothing in the corners market. You know what I mean? They ain't doing none of that shit. They just coming around saying, "Yeah, you gotta pay to live right here and farm your own shit, nigga." like what the fuck? You see what I'm saying? Like that shit, that fucked up mentality that these people have about how that shit's supposed to be ran. It's been going on for so long, though. It's just now that through technology and people getting more schemy and slimy and sneaky about shit and getting more greedier, you see this machine that it created, bro. And this, man, that motherfucker got some problems, bro. That bitch got some rusty pieces and everything, people. Some screws missing, bolts and shit popping off that motherfucker. It's loud. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that shit was a machine, bro, it's crazy. So
the machine
for them to even be attacking this, you could see the idiocracy in this whole situation from both parties.
Of course. And what's so bad is you neglected the system so long till now it's falling apart. And there's no repair to be done to it because you neglected it for too long. Oh man, I'm glad we had this conversation, bro. I'm hopefully my next time I could come up with something. I'm not gonna say a little more rousing, but I definitely pray that, you know, by my next turn of events for the show, I'll have something lined up for y'all that will be a little more lighthearted. Cause these some dark times we in, and I just wanted to put it into perspective for people that we really don't have a reason to panic. This isn't the first government shutdown. It's not going to be the last. This isn't the first time they cut some funding from something that we think we need. We just need to understand that part of the problem with us is us. We fall prey to our own bullshit. Budgeting, stop trying to skim and scam and flim flam everybody that you meet, and understand that deep down inside, You done survived way motherfucking worse. What? Way less. You just gotta know how to put effort and thought into what you need to be doing to preserve yourself. And with that being said, man, I am just like gonna. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna end it here because I know my partner got something he wants to say, but that's all I just wanted to see. You know, I just want.
Nah, I'm good, bro. You can shut it on down. Shout out to that monkey money. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to get some of that monk. You know, they be talking about playing around power lines. They've been playing around my goddamn pockets, Peter. They out there
real
with spending billions of dollars on that. And guess what? Them motherfuckers was in the tens of thousands. I forgot exactly the exact number, but like, come on, man.
And that's
we
just
talking
for that
about
one
funding,
facility.
keeping that bitch. Yeah, just.
That's just for that one facility.
It's not even much. Ain't look. Guess what? It's not even much a facility on the motherfucker. It's an island just full of them fucking monkeys, bro. That they have out there around South Carolina, P. They go back and forth on a boat because they got the tourist shit too. But nobody can. It's this quarantine type shit. Like, you can't go on that bitch. Ain't no regular people supposed to be going boat out there. None of that shit. They got the shit guarded. You know, like you was asking. Like, it's, you know, you ain't supposed to be out there. So the bitch, they. So guess what I'm saying is they know what's going on. They know that it's a monkey island full of virus-head monkeys. They know this. They know. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is money being funded to keep that shit going. The money goes into the island. B. Look, the money is the island. Ain't no facility or nothing. No, they don't test them bitches there. That's why they be doing all that moving on the I-10 and the 610 going Mississippi back to 2-lane and shit. They bringing them bitches to the lab. P. They go and get them from the island. It's like they picking up. Just think about like a vineyard, right? You pick the grapes off that motherfucker, huh? At like a farm. Just think about like a farm. They go get their monkey or they release their monkey. You see what I'm saying? That bitch going both ways, P. And they're using government money, tens of billions of dollars, to fund that shit. But they were, like I told you earlier, they were taxing farmers though for shit that you need. Like vegetables and shit. Or you say vegetables. I gotta say vegetables. But yeah, bro, that's all I want to say about this shit. This money is definitely always been there. So people don't think that the money ain't there. It is way out of hand with the mismanagement of it all and what we're supposed to really be doing. And neglect. Shout out to neglect. Neglect, you always is welcome over here on Blunt Talk because we get a lot of you over here. You neglect, you is popular over here, Blunt Talk mode. I'm telling you, neglect be coming through like a motherfucker, P. So, bro, I just want to just keep getting these stories out, man, and just showing the people that hey, this is real. This is going on. It's not. You know, it's not nothing that's going to be played with. And the more and more, like Ron was saying, the more and more you make a line for them to cross, they're going to toe that line until you break. And that's what they don't want. They're not going to keep pushing until you break. They know where to just keep right on the line. And the more and more stuff you let go or just happen, this is what they're doing. Especially when it comes to the money and shit. So trust me, it gets crazy. P, I seen this movie, right? It was some crazy shit. I forgot what the fuck who was in it or whatever and all that shit. I don't even know if it's a Chinese movie or a foreign movie or whatever. But the shit was about the motherfucker just having this they put you in this torture, not a regular torture room, they just put you in this room and they put this fucking helmet on your head, right? That strap on your head. And You could breathe in that bitch, but it's just like locked on your head like a fishbowl, like a weird looking fishbowl, right? And it's wrapped around your neck, but you could breathe in that bitch, almost like a full head helmet, all wrapped in one. And and they drop a fucking spider in that bitch.
Oh
Close the
no.
top. Close the top, Pete. That motherfucker moving around on the motherfucker head the whole time, and they can't get the helmet off. They can't get it off. Man, that shit turned that person into a motherfucking monster, nigga. Like the whole face, by the time that bitch
Everything.
start crawling around and shit, yeah, like they showed the person going through the different emotions of that shit being in the helmet, Pete. That shit fucked me up, nigga. Nigga, that motherfucker, brother, the shit zoomed in and the person's face, her expressions and everything fucking changed in her face, dog. She looked like a fucking monster, dog. After
Damn.
that shit, the shit ain't the spider ain't kill her or nothing. Just the moving around on the head and shit. It just started. You see what I'm saying? It just started aggravating like, yeah, bro. That was some of the crazy shit I seen, but it really wasn't nothing gory. You see what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing gory happening. Ain't nobody bled. Wasn't no blood or none of that shit. But just the visual of seeing somebody, go through something that tedious, and then, and then they show in their face like they actually turned into something. I think I brought that up because I was talking about trading that line, Peter. You know what I'm saying? Like they trade that line with you, bro. And you see what I'm saying? These motherfuckers, they studying on monkeys. Don't think they ain't studying your ass. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
You definitely being studied. And guess what? I think that's what all these government assistance programs is really about. Studying the effects of these experiments on you. Because think about it. If you really, really want to, matter of fact, fuck all that. Fuck the monkeys. We are the guinea pigs. The only thing they not doing, I can't say that.
Yeah, the Tuskegee experiment. You already know about that shit.
I was about to say, I can't even say that no more because we the guinea pigs because they tested us by shutting down the whole world with a vaccine, with a disease that was created in the lab and a vaccine that was created in the lab, and both of them was designed to kill your mother.
I went way back up here. I see the Tuskegee. Look, they were shooting niggas full of that syphilis and shit. So, yeah, bro.
Syphilis, gonorrhea, and all kind of shit. See how long they survive with this.
Yeah, they was lying. Them motherfuckers. It was some doctors. They were lying to people. I know you remember that shit. I think we talked about it. Around the Tuskegee area and shit. They were supposed to be telling black men that they was coming to I forgot what they told them.
Some type of
I think it probably
was
some shit like that, and it was giving them, and it was actually giving them man motherfucking syphilis and shit.
Yeah. All that shit. But yeah, folks, so I'm glad we was able to have this conversation, man. 2 hours, 33 minutes in. I'm glad we had everybody, Peaches, DD504, all
DJ,
our
DD504. Appreciate
Thank y'all to
y'all all the time.
listeners, our faithful listeners who come in every week, whether we are, on time or not. I'll say it like that. Whether we on time or not, y'all still here for us. I gotta give y'all thanks to all the people listening on the rebroadcast. Don't forget to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Keep them comments coming. We love the comments. We love the feedback. Make sure y'all hit us up. Let us know what y'all thinking, man. We greatly appreciate the info. Anything that y'all want to suggest that we might be able to talk about that y'all finding in y'all neck of the woods that y'all would like for us to talk about. So, keep that energy going for us, man. And we'll be back here next week, man. Once again, I am your host, P. Dot on the spot.
And it's your man, Child 17. Oh, son.
And our boy Chop Tracks couldn't make it into the building, but you know, we miss you too, Chop. So hit us up
Salute,
later,
Chop Track.
folks. Hit us up later, folks. Let us know what's going on, man, and we will be back here next week. Until then, Blunt Talk Nola signing off.
Let y'all later.
Peace. All right.